Hey everybody, I'm so glad you're here. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a shiatsu massage therapist. I'm an Asian medicine energy worker, and I do these live streams Monday through Friday at 8:15 Central Standard Time. And we do them on all sorts of topics that women who are ready. Hi, Ronnie, great to see you. Women who, have done all the traditional things, they've gone to the doctors, they've gone to, specialists, and they're ready to open up new chapters of their life. Those are the sorts of people. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Those are the sorts of people that end up in my life. Those are the people who end up hanging out with me, those who are interested in learning how they work and why they work. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is hands-on healing. Hi, Veronica. Great to see you. So there's literally no one who is more skilled or adept at hands-on healing than someone who does it as a living. Specifically, let's say a massage therapist, somebody who uses their hands for tens of thousands of hours to connect with another person and to figure out what's going on with their body. Hi, Helen, nice to see you. Figure out what's going on with their body, what their energy is, where the blocks are, and how to open those blocks up to help the body heal itself. We've literally engaged with hundreds, if not thousands, of different people with different bodies and different energies and mind states and things that they're going through in their lives, and used our hands to help them heal, whether it was in something that's more dramatic, where deep tissue or stretching or something like that, or something more subtle, where we just rest our hands on different parts of them. So needless to say, we don't get into these careers. Hey, Lisa, nice to see you. We don't get into these careers unless we have a love and affinity for hands-on healing. And I've always been someone who has engaged with the world through my senses. I've loved all of my senses more than anything else, and I can get lost in sights and smells and tastes and how things touch, and specifically how things feel. Now, the majority of people out there, they do not engage with the world through how they feel. They engage with the world through what they see. That's the majority of people. And then some people engage with what they hear, and other people like me they engage with the world with how they feel, what the world feels like to them. And that's where my conscious mind goes, how things feel. So needless to say, I have a complete fascination with how things feel and how to use feelings to get us in a really great space and get us moving in the direction we want to. So I first got into this sort of field. I was drawn to it and realized this is what I needed to do. When I would be so anxious and so stressed and wound up and exhausted and sick that the only thing that would help would be hanging out next to my husband and being touched, and that felt sense and the calm and the connection that they feel. People who are elderly, people who are in nursing homes and disconnected, that's the thing that they miss more than anything. Or children who grew up in neglect or difficult situations. That's what they end up craving more than anything, is that felt sense, that touch and that connection. Hey, Wanda, good to see you. So I've come up with some of my favorite tips and tricks and ways to navigate how touch keeps us sane and keeps us calm. So they did some research probably about 10, 12 years ago now on people in nursing homes and hand massages. And they found something as simple as a hand massage for 5 or 10 minutes would lower the cortisol level, lower the stress level significantly for people who were undergoing these stressful situations of living in nursing homes and not knowing what was going on, and the loneliness and the disconnect. It's why they started to bring different animals into nursing homes and hospitals, because it's that safe touch that has such a calming effect on the body. Now, why is that? It's because we're designed, our nervous system is designed, that when we feel, when we touch somebody else, we feel to a certain extent what they are feeling. And so that touch, there's almost like an electrical current, a circuit that's created. And when you connect with another person, that circuit goes around. You know, you feel your energy, they feel your energy, you feel their energy, and it just keeps going around in a circuit of connection, almost like an electrical circuit. And that's one of the great reasons or ways that healers can help other people heal, is because when we put our hands on someone else, then they will entrain, they will connect to our energy, and they will calm down. And it's one of the things, hey Robin, one of the things we have to be most aware of when we do hands-on healing is when we work with someone else, we've got to be the strongest energy in the room so that we don't get knocked off balance by someone else's hurt or pain or anger. It's very, for some people, it's very difficult to really strengthen that chi, really strengthen that inner energy and that inner state of mind, so that no matter who comes into your space, you're the one controlling the connection. So that's one of the key things for touch and for healing touch, is being in a great space. Hey, Kathy, it's been a while. How great to see you. Being in a great mental and emotional space so that when you touch somebody else and they feel your energy, they feel your state of mind, that it tells their body to relax and heal. So what I've normally found, though, is when I've needed to de-stress and calm down, I usually haven't been around a skilled massage therapist. I haven't been around somebody who, age or our nervous system feels things. So when I need to calm down quickly, I will take my socks and my shoes off and I will walk around barefoot. If I can walk around barefoot outside or rest my feet on the ground, that's even better, because we've got thousands of nerve endings in our feet and they're very sensitive to the environment around us. You know what it's like when you've walked around barefoot and everything's hurt. When you've stepped on stones or branches, or when you stub your toe. Your feet are very sensitive to what's going on around them. So a foot massage, it's one of the reasons people are ticklish on the bottoms of their feet, because if they're very stressed or anxious, then their feet can be highly sensitized. And so if someone is at a really anxious place, I'll typically hold their feet, or if it's just me, I'll hold my own feet. And I'll do, I'll massage or press my feet, because that will help calm me down very quickly. And my toes too. So feet are a wonderful way to do a hands-on healing. And it doesn't have to be rough or difficult. It can just be something as gentle as putting on lotion on your feet. It's that sensitivity and that touch that will make a really big difference for starting to tell your nervous system to calm down. Another part of my body that I focus on is my heart. And our heart can be very sensitive. It's got its own receptors, and in fact, it can sense things further away from us than our brain can sense things. It's almost got highly sensitive radio antenna to pick up what's going on. So that means it's got a lot of sensors. It's got a lot of receptors for to feel things. So working with our heart can be powerful as well as kind of scary, because it is so sensitive. You don't have to do a lot when you're working with your heart, when you need to calm down, touching your heart. Just skin to skin, and you can just rest your hand on your heart gently if you want. If you want to stir things up a little bit, if you want to stir up emotions and, you're like, all right, I'm going to do a retreat. I'm going to do a little bit of healing, cleansing work. Then you might push down on your heart in different ways. Maybe sometimes straight down, sometimes from the top down, from the bottom up, from the different sides. You might either start with resting your hand on your heart, and then you can go into massaging your heart in different ways, in circles and up or down, fast, slow. Because what that will do is that will start to calm down your nervous system too. Hey, Mary, good to see you. Because when you've got that energy of love, compassion, kindness, whatever it is, even if it's neutrality, just as neutral is just as good. It doesn't have to be, emotionally charged in any way. So you can use stones if you want in place of your hand, but skin on skin touch is super powerful. So I would put my hand on my heart and I'd let it rest there, and that will calm me down very quickly. The next spot that I'll focus on is my abdomen. Now, our abdomen has tons of receptors in our digestive system. We feel a lot down there. And so if you would like to calm down fast, two of my main spots are I'll rest my hand on my abdomen and I'll rest my hand on my heart. And skin to skin is best because of that connection that happens. It has such a calming effect. So when I need to calm down fast, my hand is on my abdomen, my hand is on my heart. And that's why you'll see people when they're upset, they'll put their hand on their heart like, oh dear, oh my gosh, what's happening? Or they'll put their hand on their stomach to help center or ground them. A lot of the body language that we might have seen as melodramatic in the past, you've watched all those old movies, silent movies, where people had to be even more dramatic with their gestures. You'd see them do things like wringing their hands. You'd see them do things like rubbing their heart, or holding on to their stomach, because those are natural, normal ways we've gotten away from that help us feel good, that help us calm down when we're in a stressful situation, when we need to calm down fast. So the next spot that I'll focus on will be my face. Now, maybe you've heard about tapping before, and people, tapping's gotten pretty big, and tapping really is a great way to de-stress quickly. When you compress your cells, it releases an electrical charge. So when you tap your face, it means that your cells are releasing an electrical charge. So any stress that's built up, because stress is also your nervous system, your electrical system of your body. When stress builds up and you tap your face, it releases some of that electrical energy and you're able to calm down. Now, I'm not a big fan of tapping because it gets annoying to me. I'm like, okay, how long do I have to tap my face? This is kind of crazy. But instead, what I'll do is I'll touch my face. And that's why you would see people in the old movies when they'd be sad. Your hand goes in your hand goes on your forehead, your hand goes on your face because it calms you down. Sometimes I'll touch underneath my lip or my lip because that'll calm me down. Or I'll rub my face. Those are all things that really de-stress us fast. There's nothing quicker to calm down than skin-to-skin contact on the sensitive parts of your body. So, I'll do things like rub my eyebrows. I'll work on my earlobes and my ears. It's one of the reasons why I like to wear earrings, because it gives something for me to sort of pull on and play with to calm myself down. So all of these things that you've been doing that you didn't want to be melodramatic, you didn't want to give a feeling more impact or import than it needed, you didn't want to show how you felt to the world. Those are actually things that you do that calm you down and get you into a good space so that you can engage with the world. It's like crying. We try to avoid crying, but when we cry on the other side, it's helped move all of that energy and put us in a space where we can engage with the world. We haven't allowed ourselves to use touch, which is one of the most powerful calming tools we've got to help calm ourselves down in this anxious, high anxiety sort of world that we live in. So I would suggest to you that when you are feeling stressed the next time, that you do something maybe inconspicuously. Hey, Nancy, you can rub your arm, you can rub your face, you can play with your earring, you can rub your hands together, you can take your shoes and socks off, and put your feet on the ground. You can put your hands on your heart and on your stomach, maybe rest them on and you will become the most functional person in the room, rather than an anxious mess that feels all wound up and sick and stressed out. It's when you reach the certain point when you can't calm yourself down that everybody notices how crazy you are. So instead of avoiding all the touch and the self-touch, even if it's wringing of hands or whatever, you can put on lotion and make it look like you're putting on lotion. Use all the counseling sessions through all of the doctors how to calm herself down, how to use natural, normal things that she's got right now to calm herself down. And even something as simple as, where do you feel it? I feel it in my face. Okay, just let yourself hold your face for a little while. Even doing that, no one had ever taught her how to take her power back and calm herself down. Instead, she just kept powering through, and it's the powering through that wore her out. And that's true with the majority of us. We don't want to show or share that we're upset or that we're stressed out, and so we shut down instead of using all of those great tools we have available to us that will bring us back to a centered, good space. So I hope this was super helpful. If it was, no matter where you're seeing this, if you could leave a comment below, that would be great. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, or topics that you'd love to hear about. I'm so glad you're here, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 8:15. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.